Good morning. Welcome to Planet Chaos. I'm your host, Brandyn Chaos. With me, as always, is Ed Giggity.
Giggity giggity.
So what's going on, man?
Crazy week, man. A lot of things happened this week.
You really think so? Think it's been a busy week?
Yeah, you got all the protesting going on, the riots going on, Trump and his Bible stunt. You got the other three cops being arrested alongside the guy that needed the back of the head. A lot of stuff.
What do you think of those other guys being arrested?
You know, I'm in the middle on it, because one way I could see how people be angry and they want it done, but another way, they weren't there the whole time. There was other things they were doing. Like, there was a crowd that was gathering, so one guy had to watch the crowd, other guy had to do there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So in a way, I feel they are somewhat responsible, but I don't know if they're criminally responsible. And I don't think that they'll ever be able to convict them of anything, honestly.
Yeah, those other three officers, I think it's going to be really tough to convict them.
On the charges they brought them, yeah.
And I don't even know what they're charging them with. Do you know?
Accomplices to murder.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's way too high of a charge.
I don't know. The Asian guy that's just standing there watching, I mean, how you get to charge him with anything? The other two guys were actually
the picture that he's in. Yeah, the picture that he's in, like, he's looking away. Like, he's in between. So he's, like, making sure no one else rushes up. Because that's kind of what they do. They make us chill when something like that's going on.
Yeah.
So people don't rush them.
Yeah.
There's only one person responsible for that guy's death. And that's, two people, really. There's two people responsible for that guy's death. That's the cop that did it. And I'm sorry, but a small amount is the dude for doing whatever he did to get the cops called on him.
Well,
there's two people. It's a 90-10 kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get some hate for saying that, though.
You know what? You can give me hate all you want, but if you have a child and he does something wrong in your house and you smack his hand and he hurts his hand, like, whose fault is that the kid's hands hurt? Yeah. Yours or the kid for doing something wrong, you know? It's like one of those things. It's like, if you never put yourself in that position, you won't be in that position. This wasn't a random traffic stop where they thought he was doing something wrong. The guy was actually doing something he wasn't supposed to.
Did they actually prove that he was doing something, though? Was he actually guilty of that?
I think so. They're not going to call you a pen fake money unless they do the pen test. Or check fraud, whatever it was. There was actual evidence to it. There was actual, there was actually, if this wouldn't have happened, it would have been a simple boom, boom, open and shut. We'd never heard about it, There's steps leading up to it, like I said. There's steps leading up to it. It's all about choices and how you choose to do what you choose to do during the day. If this was a random traffic stop by someone just, that they thought did something wrong, then yes, it'd be a lot more horrific. But the fact that there was actually a reason the cops were called there makes it a little like, why were you doing that,
Well, you can say all you want, like, hey, don't commit crime and you won't have to worry about shit like this. But, some people, it's just so ingrained in their DNA to act up and do stupid shit, Like, this guy, you see that a lot of people on the right are trying to demonize him by bringing up his criminal history. So it wasn't this guy's first rodeo.
Yeah. It's bad choices all around, you know?
Yeah.
It's sad. Now, he didn't deserve to. I'm not saying he deserved to die at all. He should in no way, shape, or form deserve to die at all. You don't deserve to die for passing fake money. That's a white-collar crime, if anything.
No, we have a judicial system in this country that while flawed, it does work a significant amount of time. You have the cops that arrest, the lawyers who either defend or prosecute the criminal, the judge who makes a decision on what the punishment's going to be, and I guess you could say the executioner who decides, if and when they're going to die. If it's a offense that's punishable by death.
And judges and district attorneys are elected positions.
Yeah.
So if you want to fix the system, get out and vote, and like you said last week, infiltrate it.
Not all judges are elected positions. Some are appointed. Depends on what type of judge it is.
I thought most criminal judges were elected.
Not all.
Maybe it depends on your state or system or whatever.
Yeah. It depends on what type of judge it is. Your typical criminal judges. Those are usually elected. Appellate court is appointed. Supreme Court positions obviously are appointed.
Yeah, but you have to have judging backgrounds,
Well, yeah. If you're a judge or a lawyer that's highly acclaimed, usually those are the people that get appointed.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think they're gonna make the charges stick on the other three.
I don't know. The Asian guy, I think, definitely, they're gonna have a harder time prosecuting that dude.
Yeah,
he did the least amount to be convicted, and I really think they're gonna try their hardest to put these guys, all four of them, away for a very long time to just prove a point.
See, that's a hard thing to do, though, because all that does is make cops even more angry at the people supposed to be protecting,
It's like that makes saying, cops...
It's a double-edged... It's a lose... Like I said, it's a lose-lose all around. This whole situation is lose-lose for everybody.
Yeah.
Because not only have you gotten people upset with the police, but now you see the videos all week of police just not giving a fuck about people. Fucking homeless guy in a wheelchair? Fuck you. Shoot him in the head.
It's like I've been saying, cops...
stopped at a traffic light.
Cops are just as fed up with our shit as we are with theirs.
Exactly.
And
it just made it a wider gap.
We're supposed to obey the laws. And the laws exist for a reason, and the majority of them are common sense. Don't kill people, don't rape people, don't do things that are reckless that could put your life or others in danger. Don't take other people's shit.
Yeah.
It's common sense shit. There are some laws that we may not agree with. A lot of people get up in arms whenever somebody gets arrested for weed. Okay, yeah. Victimless crime, whatever. But for the time being, it is still technically illegal in most places.
And we know this. We know this.
Yeah. If you live in a state where weed is illegal and you still choose to smoke it, you can't get mad if you get arrested for it. Because the fucking law. Prostitution is another victimless crime. If a woman chooses to sell her body for money and a guy pays her for that money, it's consensual sex. They're safe about it. I don't see the point in it being illegal, But in most places in the U.S., it still is. We all know that. So if you go out and buy a hooker, you're running that risk. You know the risk. You can't get mad if you get arrested.
Exactly. And
But
people get mad at cops because they think that that's the first person they go through. Well, the cop doesn't make the rules. Just like when you go to a store and get mad at the cashier. She don't make the rules. She's just there to ring you up and send you on your way.
Yeah.
Same thing with a cop. They're basically cashiers with guns.
Yeah.
They're just there to ring you up, send you on your way. Then they let the judges, let the managers take care of the shit.
You know,
That's what they don't understand.
And we have a problem in this country with people, wanting to fight with the cops. Anytime you get pulled over, if you notice, the cop's hand will always be right there by their gun. Because they don't know what they're going to walk into. They're putting their life on the line every day. And, people don't respect the police because we've got all these, shitty cops out there that make them all look bad. I think everybody has both good and bad experiences with the police.
I had a run with a cop this morning. I was sitting there sleeping. Lauren woke up this morning around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Said, "This cop's outside the house." I was like, "Okay." So I get up, I look outside, and the cop's talking to someone in a car. I'm like, "Oh, he's probably talking with his buddy." So I call again. He comes up, so we're walking the house. I went outside. I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "What do you guys call 911?" I was like, I highly doubt it. I was like, I was just sleeping. My wife is working. Like, why would we call 911? And it said the cell phone ping was in this area. And then, he didn't even harass me. Like, didn't even harass side because it happened once before. And we figured out it was a house 2 doors down. It was 2 little kids playing on the phone.
Oh, jeez.
So it's like, and there was no, I need to check the house, I need to do this, no yelling, no nothing.
Yeah.
I said, "Yes, sir, no, sir." I talked to him for a minute. We figured, it's like, and it wasn't a white cop either. It was, I don't know if the guy, I don't know if he's like a light-skinned, like, African-American guy, or if he's like a dark-skinned Dominican. I can't tell. He's in that iffy shit. But
Yeah.
it's like, either way, it's like, you talk to a cop like a person, and don't come out, "What are you doing in my house? You need a warrant. You can't do this. Don't get off," and that just starts it off bad.
Or try filming them,
Yeah, I didn't come out with my cell phone and say, "Hey, what do you want? What do you want?"
Did you see in this area, there was an incident, a couple women were arrested because they were filming cops. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, she stopped in the middle of the street, her and her daughter, to film the cops. And they're like, "What are you, where's the sheriff's at? What are you doing?" And he's like, and it's in a report. He said, "It's fine, but you please don't block the traffic."
And they got belligerent with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then resisted arrest on top of that. Like,
yeah, they say, "Go get my phone, get my phone."
Yeah.
And there were 2 white girls too.
Yeah.
There was a white lady and her daughter.
Yeah.
Don't fucking Karen and Karen Jr.
I know everybody. If you're constantly being watched, it's a hell of a lot harder to do your job. Nobody wants to have to do their job with a camera in their face. And then, if you're a cop, some random person just starts filming you. You're just doing a typical traffic stop. Someone stops and starts filming you. You're like, okay, this person is over here filming, assuming that something bad's going to pop off,
Plus,
it's offensive.
You take the cop's attention from what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what if in that split second that you distract the cop and the guy that's being held down pulls out a knife or grabs the cop's gun and kills the cop right in front of you?
Yeah.
Then who's the asshole?
And, we've all had jobs where we've had a boss, looking over our shoulder the whole time. It makes you nervous. Makes it harder for you to do your job, Like, I could never do a job where I have a boss right there over my shoulder constantly. Just no, that's not for me. You know, so I get it. Like, if you're getting pulled over by the police, you know, let's say you're a black person. You know, you want to set your phone there on the, you know, the cradle in the car and film the traffic stop just in case something happens. You know, that's fine. But not if you're some random person that sees just a typical traffic stop going down and you stop, you hold up traffic and you're filming it. No, I can't defend that. First off, it's none of your fucking business. Second, you're a distraction. This guy's over here trying to work, you know, and didn't he just let the woman go too? I think that's what I read.
They arrested her. But
no, I'm talking about the first one he pulled over.
Oh, yeah, something about she had small kids in the car.
Yeah, he just let her go. You know, so
it was a simple traffic stop, and they were just going to let him, like...
It's ridiculous.
You got to stay in your lane. It's not... Yeah. Don't make things worse. Because cops are even more on edge than normal.
Yeah. And
you know, like, being a cop's scary right now.
And anytime something like this happens and it's filmed, it goes viral. So you get all these people looking to have that next viral video, you know? It's ridiculous.
I don't understand the whole wanting to be viral. What do you get from it? Like, do you get money from it? Like, I don't understand.
WTF?
No, people people know who you are. They saw a fucking video you filmed on your iPhone 6.
Yeah, but nobody knows who that person is, though.
No.
You know?
They've seen your shitty camera work.
I have no idea who filmed the video of the girl that was jumping over the bench and, like, snapped her leg. Like, no one knows who the hell that is.
Yeah.
No one knows who filmed the videos of two girls fighting, the other girl hitting her head with a shovel.
Yeah.
You know, no one knows who that person is. So what's the... I don't understand the draw of it.
You're not going to get the kind of notoriety that Zapruder got, you know?
Yeah.
You're not filming JFK's assassination here, you know? Even if something does go down and you capture it, nobody knows who you are. They don't give a shit. You know? You're just the asshole that filmed it. It's stupid.
I really think that one way to solve all this would be where all policemen have to have body cams. And if for any reason that body cam is shut off, immediately that it should be a signal that shut off. Somebody should immediately track down an officer, say, what are you doing right now? Wherever you are, stop, stand still. We're sending someone immediately, a supervisor immediately. That's what they should do.
Yeah, right now it's...
And they should have an independent company, like just normal people viewing the body cams. To say, hey, that's fucked up, and push a button and say, hey, this officer number right here is getting a little aggressive. And so that's what they should do. They should hire someone to like have like a screen of maybe like 6 to 9 cameras at one time, and then when something's going on, you can touch the screen and it would get bigger so you can see what's going on. And they should have an independent. That is one way to monitor the police without having someone breathing over your neck the whole time.
Yeah, body cameras should definitely be a requirement. Right now, it's up to the jurisdiction to decide whether or not they want to mandate them. I don't like
the
that.
Technology is there. The affordability is there.
And I get it.
It can happen.
Like, if you're some small hick town in Arizona, maybe you don't have the funding for it. You should be able to get federal funding for it. You know? Yeah,
there should be something. There
definitely needs to be a mandate for it.
On a federal level.
Yeah. So
every cop should have them.
Do you see what just happened with the president? This fucking guy, dude.
The Bible
What's he
walk?
doing? No. This is more recent than the Bible. This fucking guy. All right, he's given this speech. I actually think it was a campaign rally, and I'm just paraphrasing here. This isn't word for word what he said, but it was something along the lines of George Floyd is looking down and he's proud of how great the economy looks today.
No, I did not.
Of course,
see that.
you know,
There's no
he
way.
used buzzwords in there, like he does, like terrific and fantastic, wonderful, whatever the buzzwords are that he uses all the time.
If this economy was so damn good, he wouldn't be passing fake money.
Like, this guy's got no shame. He's now using this tragedy to say, hey, look at my economy. That's all this guy has been saying for over 3 years now. Look at my economy. Look at my economy. Like, do you think when you're not in office anymore that's all that people are going to look at when they're talking about the Trump presidency? Look at that booming economy. Not the fact that that booming economy was tanked by a pandemic.
Everyone knew that Trump was a businessman and he was going to look at America as a business.
Yeah.
And when you run a business, you realize that some things are expendable and you have to lie to make it seem better than it is.
Well,
and that's exactly what he's doing. He's running it like a business.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
Using the National Guard as HR to quell the employees. You know, I expect nothing less from him, honestly. I really don't. I expect nothing less.
What was that?
Earlier in the week, I expect nothing less. When someone earlier in the week says, let's take a little stroll down the street and peaceful protesters, let's just fuck them, tear gas them, get them the hell out of my way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
Wasn't the pastor from that church is one of the people that was tear gassed?
Yeah. She even went on Good Morning America the next day. I was like, I didn't want him at my church. He didn't need to come to our church. He was like, we were actually helping people at that church when they came through and ran us off and got us tear gas. They were tear gassing medical personnel, which is technically a war crime. I saw that.
It's crazy.
There was a nurse, I mean, there's so much stupid craziness going on.
Yeah.
Like, on one hand, that's really, that's really excessive. On the other hand, what I say last week, don't go near those damn protests. Stay out of it.
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
And then we're going to see a huge spike in COVID cases here in 2 weeks because of all these fucking protests.
I think tear gas would wipe it right out of your face, though.
Maybe, who knows? But,
I've been seeing a lot more white people getting hurt, like old white people too. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
There was the guy in Buffalo that got pushed over and bashed his head on the concrete. Even Cuomo said something about that, I think, yesterday or today. And then the white homeless guy where they were burning all this stuff in the street. And he was like, it's all I have. You're not mad at me. What did I do?
Yeah.
And the other guy in Los Angeles who got shot in the head with a rubber bullet, took a big notch out of his head. And he was literally in a wheelchair, not able to move, and they still shot him in the head.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Some of these cops are fucking, they want to do this shit. They want to be ex-military. They used to fight and go on extreme. And now you're just giving them reasons to do it.
So I've been looking at this election coming up.
Oh, yeah, we're still doing that?
I guess. Everyone's trying to do mail-in ballots. Trump doesn't want mail-in ballots.
Well, yeah, the more people that vote, the less votes you get.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's going to be a tight race. I want to vote third party again, because I like that the third party candidates in the last couple elections have really gained a lot more attention. They've been polling better. It's not so much this election. It's such a heated election. You're not hearing anything at all about these third party candidates. And I'd like to vote third party again, but I also don't think America could do another 4 years of Trump.
I don't think they should, but I think that we will, because we're dumb.
I don't know. I think
the two-party system doesn't work. The two-party system makes it so one or the other wins. There will never be a third-party president. Never.
There will be eventually. It's going to take some time. Just like you know, when when the old political parties disappeared and, you know, the Democrats and the Republicans came up. In fact, at one point in time, Democrat and Republican were the same party, and they were going against the Whig Party. But no, it'll happen eventually. I think more and more people are getting fed up with the Republicans and the Democrats. You know, just give it time. But, you know, I'm really starting to lean towards Biden in this election.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the best guy for the job, but he's better than the other guy.
Mm-hmm. You should have at least three. You should have at least three people running for president. At least three.
You know,
two. You can't. You know, 50-50 shot is not.
I like my idea for how a presidential election should be run. Everybody who wants to run, regardless of their party, you know, they declare that they're running May 1st through May 31st of the election year. No primaries. You have debates, you know, leading up to the general election in November, and then everybody who's declared they're running is on the ballot.
The only problem with that, though, is that it thins out the amount of votes, and someone could just go to the higher populated areas and win their votes and say the F with Middle America and all that. That's one of the reasons Trump won, because he figured out, well, you guys, I don't care if I lose a major state or two. I'll get all these tiny states, and that'll add up.
Well, that's why you continue to use the electoral vote. It would still work the same way. You just, you know, it's whoever gets the most electoral votes wins. You know, because we get bombarded with the presidential election for 2 full years.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. Why do we need that much? You know, and
very important job, prestigious.
A lot of these people are already in elected positions, so they're taking all that time from doing their job to run for office. It's ridiculous.
You see, and that's one of the things that outraged me so much is Bernie said, you know what, I'm not going to run anymore because I need to go back to Congress and do my job to help people during this pandemic.
Yeah.
That right there, we should have gave it to him. It's like the guy in a movie that, like, at the end of the movie does, like, that one last act of good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that right there should have said enough to everybody. Like, God, we were fucking wrong. We should have stuck with Bernie. We fucked up.
It's kind of like when Steve Buscemi went back to the old fire station he used to work at to volunteer on 9/11.
Yeah.
That's what that kind of reminded me of, you know? But
sometimes there's stuff that's greater than yourself.
I don't agree with the vast majority of Bernie's policies and things he wants to do. Then there's other things that he wants to do that I think could work if they were mapped out a little bit differently. But I think for the most part, he's probably one of the few guys in government that if you said, hey, Senator, let's talk about the way things are, he'll sit down and talk to you about it. You know, if you say, hey, you know, why can't we do this? He'll give you a pretty straightforward answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying, you know, he 100% cares about people or whatever, but, you know, he would definitely listen, you know. Even if you are someone who has opposing views, I think he would sit down and talk to you.
I don't even recall really Bernie even like saying anything mean about the other candidates. He just point something out when they would mess with him.
He's
like the only time he was never on offense. He was always on defense.
Yeah, he's attacked Trump a few times, but, that's about it.
It's the whole thing. It's never going to be perfect, and I think that's one of the things that the founding fathers put in there is that you can make changes to the Constitution. You can do this if everyone agrees and you vote on it, and we just never do it.
Yep.
No one ever puts the vote up. The whole legalizing weed, that's the way that they envision it. That if a people doesn't like a law and they think it's unjust, you get on the ballot, you vote, and
Yeah.
That's why in Ohio the weed it didn't pass. So then it didn't pass. That's how it's set up.
Yep. So
you guys want to get high that day, you'd have voted and we've got it.
You see this shit with Drew Brees.
Oh, I was waiting for your buddy. Not very goaty now, is he?
Huh?
Not very goaty now, is he?
Oh, he's still the goat on the field, man. But I get where he's coming from because like me, I'm like, okay, I get why you're protesting. That's cool. I don't think you're disrespecting the flag. Because I've stated it before. The flag is just a piece of cloth. The national anthem is just a song. It's what's behind that piece of cloth or what's behind that song that's more important. So
technically, if you're not in the military, you don't have to stand or salute or hand over your heart or anything unless you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance, you have to be hand over heart. But as for the national anthem being played or anything, technically as citizens, you don't have to do that. Only military has to do that.
But
that's another part of the freedom that's the founding fathers put in there. Say, hey, you guys worship it or don't. It's up to you guys.
Yeah. But,
people forget about that now.
I get where he's coming from and saying, I think it's disrespectful of the flag. He didn't say anything bad about the people that are kneeling. In fact, somebody went and found a photo of Drew Brees kneeling during the national anthem. He did it in solidarity with his teammates. So, like I said, I get where he's coming from. My whole thing is, do it, don't do it, whatever. I get what they're protesting. One of my biggest issues is, the whole national anthem before sporting events, the big military production that they put on with the jets and the fireworks and all that shit. That's paid for by the military. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. The military, the U.S. Army pays the NFL. They pay them money to do these big productions at every game. That makes the U.S. Army the NFL's biggest sponsor. That's what I don't agree with.
Do you know what Drew Brees' least favorite play to run is?
The QB kneel.
The QB kneel, yes. You know what? That's basically the national anthem before sports and sporting is propaganda. That's basically propaganda to make people. Yeah.
Next time you watch an NFL game, count how many Army recruitment commercials there are.
Yeah,
it's insane.
What? I'm okay with protesting, but do it Monday through Saturday. When you show up to play football.
Yeah.
People, we do these things, review these things, to entertain ourselves, so we forget about the problems of the world. I don't watch football to get a moral compass on what's going on.
In the entertainment business now. You have it with, the national anthem being played at sporting events. Yeah, that's propaganda. And then you watch these award shows for film and music, like the Oscars, the Grammys. and everybody, they go up there to accept their reward. They thank their parents, they thank God, and then they go off on a political rant.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
If I wanted to hear that shit, I would turn on.
You have a Twitter, you have an Instagram.
Yeah.
You can do it on there for the people who follow your bullshit. I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Yeah,
Now, I'll tell you something else that happened with this that I'm very surprised about. Activision and Call of Duty, they threw an update in last night when I got on today that their loading screen says Black Lives Matter. Has a little thing about how they stand behind the protest and all that. And that's for every multiplayer match you play, or your forehead, it says Black Lives Matter. And they're pushing it. And I'm like, are you serious?
Huh.
Like, there's the video game. Millions of people play this. It's a free game, Warzone,
Yeah.
And every loading screen says Black Lives Matter.
Huh.
I think that's taking it way too far.
You think?
Way too far. Oh, I think so. You don't push that on... You don't push it on things as entertainment like that, Like, you have a TV, you want to do a moment of silence for a sporting event, that's fine. But you don't push it on people like that, It's like, I don't want that slam in my face. What if I want to play Call of Duty to forget about what's going on in the world? I don't want to be constantly reminded after every match,
Yeah. You see this shit with Seth Rogen?
What did he do now?
Oh man. So he posted a picture that said Black Lives Matter. You know what? We already talked about this, right? In the last episode.
Did we?
We did. I just started talking about it, and then I remember you saying that you get him confused with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker. Yeah, we talked about that in the last episode. It's still going on, by the way. He's still telling people to fuck off.
Speaking of last episode, there's something I need to correct. I remember I did wrong.
Oh, jeez.
When I talked about that show Upload, that it was on Hulu, it's actually on Amazon Prime Video.
Okay.
And I watched it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gone past the point where it's normal protesting to the point where it's no pun intended, a black and white issue. There is no middle, and it's dividing. And things like this shouldn't divide the country. It should open a dialogue on a way to meet in the middle. But nobody wants to meet in the middle. Like, how many people in your Facebook friends you see like you either support Black Lives Matter or I'm deleting you? That's not how this is supposed to work. If someone has a difference of opinion, you shouldn't automatically close that person off.
Well,
you should be like, okay, you have a different opinion than me. We'll discuss it.
I've always
Maybe
said...
I can convince you to be on my side, but if not, oh well. It's a good. I don't understand it.
I've always said, if you're some sort of a public figure, a celebrity, or you own a business, you should really leave politics out. Because, when you're vocal about your political beliefs, there's a potential to alienate a certain demographic in your audience. That's why, I don't get all up in arms about politics. I don't try to push my beliefs on anyone else, because I know my political beliefs are different than other people's. Not everybody is the same. I don't want to alienate, anybody in my audience, But then you have these celebrities that are now coming out and saying, hey, if you support Donald Trump, don't go see my movies. Don't follow me on social media. It's something I've never seen before.
I think what happened was when everything was starting to come out about racial tolerance and gay, lesbian, LGBTQ tolerance, they confused the word tolerance with acceptance. I think that's one of the main things that's where it started to get blurry. You can tolerate things, but not accept it. You can not accept that a man and a man love each other and a man and a man want to kiss each other and get married. But you have to tolerate it because there's no real law against it. That's their life. That's tolerance. Tolerance is not liking something but still putting up with it. Acceptance is
I've stated my stance on gay marriage so many times over the years on this show. And I think the way I feel about it is the way everybody should feel about it. It doesn't affect my life, so I don't give a shit either way. If the government decides they could get married, cool, they can get married. If the government decides they can't, it's not affecting me. But also, I look at it this way. It's not affecting me, so what if they're getting married? If it's an issue of the Bible, well, you're not the one who has to answer to it. They do. On Judgment Day, God is not going to come to you and say, hey, do you realize there was 80 million dudes butt-fucking other dudes in the country you lived in? Guess what? You're going to hell. That's not how it is.
No.
And...
Have you ever been to a gay wedding?
I don't think I have, honestly.
I have.
I bet it's lit,
You know what the difference... I went to a gay wedding. You know what the difference between a gay wedding and a normal wedding is? There's two people wearing tuxes. That's the only. There's one extra person wearing a tux. That is the only difference.
Yeah.
The only difference I saw.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Like, I don't understand. Like I expected a big flamboyant party, and no, it was just an extra person wearing a tux, or an extra person wearing a dress, depending on And that's, I don't understand. I've never understood the big deal of any type of marriage, like interracial marriage, same-sex marriage, anything. Even with those weird people that marry their animals or marry a car.
Oh.
I don't understand.
Interspecies marriage, that's a whole other issue, because
either way,
the animal can't consent, so...
Yeah. I just do that as an example. Marriage is technically something that the church and the government do. You used to have to be married to be able to get some.
Yeah.
Now with everything on tap, like hell, me and Lauren had 4 kids before we even got married. We lived with each other for 4 or 5 years before we even got married. So what was the point of us getting married? Because we're raised to believe that you're not a real couple until you're married.
Well, plus there's tax breaks,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a government thing for tax breaks and stuff like that. Like, Lauren and I, the only thing that's changed between Lauren and I's relationship since we got married is there's one extra date I have to remember.
Yeah.
We love each other. We love her just as much, if not more now. But that's not because of the wedding and because we're married. It's because of how long we've lived together, how long we've been together,
Do you take a shit with the door open?
Only if the kids are outside.
You're that comfortable in your relationship?
Oh yeah. I've stood through 4 of Lauren's C-sections. I've seen a little alien ripped out of her stomach right in front of me. And I'm not talking like I was on the other side of her hand. I'm talking like I was standing up watching them fucking rip her ass apart and pulling shit out. So yeah, there's nothing that either of us can do to gross each other out. We have seen each other at our grossest.
Well, on that
Shitting
note...
with the door open is very... you should know. Do you shit with the door open?
No, I don't. I like my privacy. No? It's the time of the day when I can get away from everybody else in the house. Yeah.
See, you have the baby. She'll come right in there.
Yeah.
See, when they're little like that, wait till she walks more. Pooping's a team sport, man.
No.
Like, even when you have multiple kids, they'll all hang out together when they go poop.
No.
Wait till she learns how to open doors.
No. The doors lock. The fan's on. Yeah. I would like to have like a private bathroom far away. I'll build a fucking outhouse if I have to. That's my time. Nobody comes in on my time.
What is that back there? Oh, that's my shitting shed. Shitting shed? Isn't that an outhouse? No, it's a shitting shed. Classy. Look, there's a vent. Look, you have to enter a code to get in. Fancy. Why is there a moon cut in the wall? I don't know. Why do they make crescent moons and all those? Is that just one of those things that are left over from like cartoons, and we think that all outhouses have that, or what?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to take a break, and we will be back. Stay tuned. Okay, I gotta move on. I can't talk about riots or coronavirus.
I got one more thing. Man. I got one more thing that I just shared. Go ahead.
Make it quick.
Apparently, there's a Twitter movement that says "Go bald for Black Lives Matter," and stupid white girls are doing it. I just shared it. If you go to my page, I just shared it.
What's
going? It was go bald.
Like, what's that got to do with Black Lives Matter?
Creating skinheads. Their logic here is let's create a bunch of skinheads to go bald. That's not a way to solve racism. Making more skinheads does not solve racism.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like, is everyone losing their damn mind? Like, did we all go that crazy in quarantine?
Some people can't handle quarantine, man.
I lost. I almost peed myself. I had to go to the bathroom. Good thing I'm upstairs. I literally almost peed myself. Laughed so hard about it. Like, the logic behind that. Let's create more skinheads to solve racism.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, it's official. As of a half hour ago, Joe Biden is officially the Democratic nominee.
Oh, yeah? Good for him. Bad for us, but good for him.
Good for him, yeah. So, the debate right now is who his running mate's going to be. The only name so far that he's thrown out is Amy Klobuchar. Of course, she's been making headlines lately now with this whole George Floyd thing. She's really pushing.
Isn't she the governor of, like, Minnesota?
She's a senator in Minnesota.
Senator, yeah.
Yeah. But she used to be the prosecutor in Minneapolis. So, yeah. She has had the opportunity to prosecute this cop, this Derek Chauvin, several times and hasn't, but now she's really pushing for his prosecution. Probably to save face because she's at the top of Biden's list right now for running mates. That just opens up a whole new can of worms there.
It's a whole farm of worms.
And a lot of people in Minnesota don't like her.
Then how'd she get elected?
I don't know. You know, a lot of
They're
people
amazing,
don't like...
people get elected, but a lot of people don't like them, but they still get elected.
A lot of people don't like... A lot of people didn't like Mike DeWine, a career politician in Ohio. Somehow he kept getting elected for different positions. Now he's the governor.
I think he's doing a pretty decent job.
You know what? He's proven himself as a governor. You know, I've said since he got elected, I never liked the guy. But then he really proved himself during this pandemic. So, you know, he'll have my vote in the next election. I wasn't living in Ohio when he was elected governor. That was when I was in Florida. So, on a completely unrelated topic. So I've been looking into possibly moving the show to a different platform.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's not set in stone. You know, it's just another avenue, another option I've been looking at. It would have the show being done a little differently. Basically, the show would be done live, which I gotta tell you, I miss doing live radio. That's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I miss being able to do it live. So this new avenue I'm looking at would have us doing the show live, which means we would have to have a set schedule whenever we're doing the show. It'd be a little bit more difficult as far as booking guests. But, I mean, if we book guests out far enough in advance, you know, it wouldn't be an issue.
We could I think we also pre-record a guest and then just, like, okay, here's the interview.
Yeah, we can pre-record a guest and then patch it through, whatever. But this new platform also allows us to take calls from the audience. And that's the part that really excites me.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss doing
Same 8 people calling us every week.
Yeah. So I'm really looking into this as an option. You know, I would probably, I don't know, maybe also record the shows and, you know, put them up where they're at now.
Oh, yeah, we could do both.
I don't know. But, you know, like I said, the idea of doing it live and being able to take callers, that's what's exciting me the most. It's what I miss. That way I don't have to talk to just you.
Oh, I'm both heartfelt and hurt. Well, that, you know, people listen. We need more listens, more shares, more people listening. Give us a bigger fan base so we can move on to that platform.
Yep. And, you know, I've had people asking me about guests. You know, right now, like, you know, it's difficult because, you know, a lot of our focus, you know, as far as guests goes, it's on music, and there's nothing really going on with music right now. You know, nobody's out on tour. There's no live shows.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of artists are delaying album and single releases. You know, everyone's doing these at-home concerts because they can't play live. You know, there's nothing really to talk about with them. You know, nothing for them to plug. But, it is what it is right now.
It is what it is.
I mean, I do have, we still haven't set a date, trying to get the dude from Puddle of Mud, Wes Scantlin. Still working on that. And then, dude from Trapped, Chris Taylor Brown, isn't responding to me anymore. We were talking about getting him on the show. I mean, he said some more controversial shit this week. Shit talking this George Floyd. Of course.
Did you see his ceremony?
Who?
George Floyd. Did you see his ceremony? He had a gold casket somehow.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Was it
like
real
I saw
gold?
a picture of Martin Luther King III and his family. I was like, what is this? I read the caption. It was like, it's George Floyd. I was like, how did that guy get a gold casket?
Was it real gold?
It looked like a shiny gold to me.
It might have been fake.
I mean, you're not going to make a gold casket. I mean, that's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be putting a ground in. Maybe for the ceremony, like a rental.
That's some shit that pharaohs used to do.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think our show will be a lot more fun live. We get some fresh people in there. We argue with some people, give people some advice, maybe,
Yeah.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about
but we need more support from listeners like you.
Yes. Especially now that we got the new setup in here, and I'm still making upgrades. The wife actually,
I'm not even allowed in the studio yet.
I know. The wife actually just bought me a lavalier mic for when we do video stuff. So if we have a band in here and we're doing the video and the audio, I can plug the lavalier mic into the camera and clip it on their shirt, and we get better audio quality going into the camera than what we've been getting.
I say the first person to use it on, I think we need to do a crash reboot, because she got gypped last time. I felt horrible about that. Definitely. We couldn't even hear her piano.
She moved to Pittsburgh, so she's not in the area anymore, but she's not far away. So I'm sure we could arrange that. Yeah.
Why did she move to Pittsburgh?
She got offered a job out there, so she moved to Pittsburgh. But yeah, I definitely got to get her back on the show. It's always a good time when Crash is around.
We need to get a fancy new box for all of our band leave behinds. You still have that stuff in there?
Yeah.
Our band leave behind box. We tell bands, leave one thing in the box. Just sign it and throw it in there.
Yep.
So we know whose it is.
There's still water in that water bottle.
Has it changed at all? There's shit growing in it, or?
I don't know.
It was tap water. It should be going in it, but if it's Fiji water or distilled water or something, nothing should be in it.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it. It's sitting over here on one of the desks. It's underneath the desk.
I mean, that was 3 months old, 4 months old.
Yeah.
When did we start doing the show? August, September?
No. It was the last week of November.
November, she started.
And then we had...
we've been doing it for a while.
We had a couple gaps where we didn't have episodes.
Yeah, because we have virus and whatnot.
Yeah. But This is episode 15.
Dude, there's a giant stink bug in my room.
Kill it.
No, I don't kill it. Throw it outside. Hold on. Let's go outside. No, wait a minute. You don't kill stink bugs. You throw them outside. They're harmless. If you kill them, that's how you make them come into your house. I think it was huge. It was like a thumbnail. I think it was huge. Anyway, back on topic. Sorry. That thing was huge. It was flying around like crazy. Landing right next to me.
Giggity.
Yeah, it was.
So what do you got going on? What's new in your life?
The wife and I went and looked at a house today. A really nice house in Niles. We actually put an offer in on it, so that's pretty cool.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we saw it, like there's been a couple houses we've liked, but we've been kind of like waiting. But as soon as like we wait 2 days, boom! Like people are buying those houses like crazy right now. You see it, you like it, you gotta jump on it. Like the house that we went to has only been on the market for 2 days. Today was the second day it's been on the market, and they already have 2 offers in on it.
Wow!
I tell you what, it's a really nice house, decent neighborhood. So I totally understand. My only worry is we're gonna get outbid, and Lauren's gonna be disappointed, which is gonna suck.
Yeah.
But if that happens, it's like, well, that wasn't our house then,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really nice split level, like a medium floor, and then like a basement, like an upstairs. But it wasn't like big,
Yeah.
It was staggered. Yeah. Really nice fenced in backyard. Nice neighbor was a cop, because there was a cop parked there. So.
Oh, there's a cop in the neighborhood?
Yeah, right next door. My neighbor would be a cop.
Huh.
I know.
Does that make you feel safe?
For my famous meth barbecues.
Does that make you feel safe?
Yeah, to me, no.
No?
No. As a piece of shit Warren kid, no. I don't want to be close to any cops. No way, man. I don't. Man, my culture, I don't like cops. I don't like being around them. I will say I will be fake as hell. I'll play their game, but I don't like them. I won't be near them. Even when a cop's not working, they're still a cop. And I like to do some borderline shit from time to time.
Some borderline shit?
Yeah, like stuff that's like illegal, but not really illegal.
Dude.
I'm not gonna explain. I'm not that stupid. What are you, a cop?
No,
explain. Tell you. I'm gonna say, like, there's shit that people do on a daily basis that is technically illegal that they've done, and I don't want to go talk about it.
What? What do you do that's illegal?
I'm not saying anything. I plead the fifth.
Oh, dude, come on.
Nope, plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Awkward.
Come on, man.
Nope, I plead the fifth.
Got hookers over?
Not a lot of hookers over. I go to them. I don't bring them home to me. You don't shit where you live.
You smoke weed? Is that what you guys are doing?
No.
So what is it you're doing that's illegal?
I don't know yet. Something I could do illegal. I don't know. I ain't chancing it. I realize all the damn time.
You guys walk around naked?
Oh yeah, I love walking around naked. But no, I don't know. I'm just saying in future.
In the future,
I may decide to do something illegal in the future. You never know.
This is like a preemptive thing. Like you might do something illegal, so you don't feel comfortable having a cop living next door.
No, it's not that I don't feel comfortable. It's just it doesn't make me feel safer. Was the question? It don't make me feel safer at all. If anything, with everything going on now, it makes me feel worse. Because what if like they start hunting down cops and shit? Like, you ever watch? Did you watch the HBO series Watchmen? I know, but what if they fuck up the address? Nah. Criminals aren't known for being 100% smart.
His house has a cruiser in a driveway. Yours doesn't.
Oh yeah, I guess that would be a dead giveaway.
Yeah. But seriously, though, I
Maybe
want to
it's
know about this
irrational.
illegal
Maybe-
shit you're
like
doing,
I said,
man.
it's a cultural thing, right? I don't like cops around me. Never have. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be fake as hell when I see one. It's just something inside me that makes me nervous.
Something
Just like
inside you.
I was touched on last week. It's a cultural thing. It's the way I was raised, what I've been around. It's just,
So are you one of these ACAB people?
What?
ACAB. ACAB.
I don't even know what that is.
It's it means all cops are bastards. It's a saying that the Antifa people came up with.
Oh, no, I don't think all cops are bastards.
Okay.
I don't think all cops are bastards. I just, like I said, a cop could be your friend, but they're always a cop, Like, if me and you go somewhere, say we go to someone's house, whatever, and someone starts, like, smoking weed and getting high, and, say
Snitching.
I take a hit of it, I can't take my friend cop to places like,
If somebody starts smoking
Like,
weed
now,
around me, I'm
I've
snitching.
Yeah, now I've had friends with cops. When I was in Florida, a couple of the guys I knew were cops. Like they were young cops. They weren't like cops. They were like, they were my age, like 20.
Speaking
we
of
go to their house
snitching,
and beer pong.
speaking of snitching, what do you think of this this Tekashi 6ix9ine? What do you think of that guy?
Everyone gave him shit about snitching, but I'm gonna say everything I can to get myself out of trouble.
Here's what I
I
want to
don't.
know.
That's only human.
Why is there this whole culture that has made it like snitching's a bad thing? Why is snitching a bad thing? I don't get that. I
think
I
there's
kind of
definitely
like
a
the
line.
saying, if you see something, say something. If somebody's doing illegal shit around you, you should be, doing what you can to, to make sure that they get put away. Why is there this whole culture of, I didn't see shit, even though you watched it go down?
It's the same thing like by having kids. I don't want to hear every little bad thing someone does. Like, if somebody's in front of you at a red light and they decide to run a red light, do you take a picture of the plate and send it in?
I mean, that's completely different. I'm talking about, you're at a party and 3 dudes gang rape this chick and they start interviewing everybody at the party and everyone's like, I don't know who they are. Somebody there fucking knows who they are. Turn them in.
Yeah.
It's the same,
step in
like
and
murder
stop it if
or
you see
kidnapping or whatever. If you know who did it, fucking turn them in.
Burglaries and stuff like that. I think there's a line that people, like, if someone's selling drugs, as long as they're not causing trouble, I don't report shit.
But what if
I don't care.
What if they sold someone a drug that killed them?
That's your fault for buying drugs.
Yeah, but I think the dealers also need to be held accountable.
And that's stupid. Then let's start holding bars accountable for drunk driving accidents. Let's start holding stores accountable for drunk driving accidents.
Sometimes that happens.
If
you get pulled over for a DUI, they actually ask you where you were drinking at. That's why, like, DUI lawyers will always advise you to say that you were drinking at home, because bars can be held accountable. If a bartender overserves you, you're too drunk to drive, technically they're supposed to call a cab.
Yeah.
There is there's one local bar in this area. I'm not gonna say the name, but there's a local bar that will actually, if they call a cab for you, they will pick up the bill. I kind of like that. It's
That's
responsible. Good. Yeah.
Oh, but there's a lot of bars where there's like you have to pay for meter parking. You can't leave your car there all night or it'll get towed.
Yeah.
You know? They don't make it convenient for people to leave their cars behind. If they would make it more convenient, like if there's a place with a parking lot and there's a sign that says your car will not be towed for parking overnight. Because this place you go says no overnight parking. And like, what am I supposed to do? You know?
There actually is a service. It's designated driver service. They will actually come to your house, pick you up, drop you off at the bar, and then pick you up at the end of the night. It's a really cool concept. And then Uber and Lyft is just so easy to get.
Yeah.
You know, usually when I'm going
wasn't
out...
Wasn't it Uber? Weren't they refusing to pick up drunk people? Like, didn't they say that?
No. That's what most people use it for.
They were having a while ago?
No.
I think Uber cars that pick up drunk people should have an encased back seat, like a glass divider and just a basic back seat. You know, there's like kind of like a taxi.
Okay, there's a ton of these. There's a ton of these designated driver services that are.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Driver, Dryver, and it works similar to Uber and Lyft. It's an app. That's not the one I was talking about, though. There's actually a few that are local in our area. This one right here is open till 5 a.m. Yeah, Driver. Yeah, but like Uber and Lyft, it's just so easy to get. Most people, you know, like if you're going out with a group of guys, you know, you all meet at somebody's house, you call an Uber to pick you up, you Uber and Lyft around town for the night. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, but that gets expensive after a while, though.
Let's say you got a group of 4 guys, you know, there's going to be 4 stops throughout the night. Everybody takes turns. What is it? It'd probably end up being like $8 per person, which is about what you're going to spend on a drink that night. You know?
Yeah, but there's some places, like rural places, where you got to drive like 8, 9, 10, 20 miles to a bar, you know?
I mean, obviously, Uber and Lyft work better in bigger cities.
Yeah.
You know, like...
area like ours, you'd have to go for a distance. Like, if I wanted to go to downtown Youngstown from my place in Uber Lyft, it's about like $15, $20 each
One
way.
year, we took a Lyft... it was New Year's Eve. I was doing a show at Chippers that night, and I took a Lyft from home to the bar, and then she took one from work to the bar, and I think it was like $6 or $7 each way, which isn't too bad, especially on New Year's Eve. I've taken Uber and Lyft all over Orlando, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and it's decently priced. It's better than getting a taxi. And it's easy. You just do everything on your phone.
Well, I lived in the Keys in Marathon. Like, it was like $5 for a taxi anywhere on Marathon.
Yeah. Well, that's a small island.
And, like, the taxis would actually park right there at, it was a straight line. It's a straight shot, that's why. It's not twist turns, red lights, you know, stuff like that. Straight shot. That, too. I mean, from where I used to live to the bar we called Brass Monkey we go to, it was about, maybe 4 or 5 miles, but it was a straight line.
Yeah.
Like, it was a boom, straight line, you know? Because it's just one big road. But, you know, here, You go 5 miles, you go left and here, right here. You know what I mean? It's like a maze and red lights and everything.
Those Uber and Lyft drivers, I used to see them. They would park just hang out in the parking lots on International Drive in Orlando. That's like the big, hot spot for like bars and nightclubs and shit. And they would just hang out there, and they'd get somebody who needed a ride, and they would give them a ride, come right back.
Florida has a lot. I'll tell you what, Florida has it better together than we do up here.
Why's that?
Because honestly, Lyft and all that is and Ubering is really underutilized here.
Oh, absolutely. I've used it more in the Cleveland area. Whenever I was doing like radio station events, I would get a hotel up there for the night and then just Uber around town. Same if like I'm going to see some friends in Pittsburgh. We'll all go to the one person's house and just Uber or Lyft around town. And anytime we would stop somewhere, we would take turns who paid for it. Kind of like taking turns with buying rounds of drinks.
Yeah, see, it's different here because people come from towns all around to go to certain bars, Like think of that Horseshoe place in Warren, the Horseshoe. People come from Champion, Warren Township, Warren, Howland. And if you get an Uber from Warren to Champion, that's a hell of a drive,
Not really.
It's like still like $25-$30
if you're
one way.
No.
Look it up. Look it up. I'm telling you, it is. You do Horseshoe Bar to your address where you are now and see how much it is. Look it up.
There's just no way. Because, like, the hotel I usually stay in when I'm doing stuff in Cleveland is... I
will agree with you. Cleveland's probably cheaper because they have a higher volume.
It's in Independence. The manager, or at least he was the manager at the time, was an old co-host of mine. So he used to give me a sweet deal on it. But then going like downtown or the flats or whatever, it was not that expensive. And that's a haul. That's close or further than what you're talking about, going from Warren to Champion or whatever.
I'm telling you right now, use your phone and look up. Put your address in and just look at the Horseshoe Bar in Warren. And see how much it costs for a one-way trip.
Okay, let's see. Horseshoe Bar. Is that what it's called? There it is. $8, dude.
I can't hear you, sound like you're far away.
$8.38.
All right, now put your dad's address in there.
Okay.
And see how much it is from Champion. And now you live in Warren. You live about 10 minutes from there?
It's about... I live like 10 minutes from downtown Warren, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 10 minutes, yeah.
My dad's address, it's $12.42. That's not terrible.
No, it's not that bad.
And you also got to think, too, if you got a situation where it's like 4 dudes going, you're going to downtown
Warren. Do they charge per person?
No. That's up to 4 people. And then if you got the... Lyft XL, which is up to 6 people, it's only $18.61. So, okay, so let's say like 4 of you are taking a Lyft to downtown Warren to go to the Horseshoe. $12. Yeah. And if you're going to downtown Warren, you're not bar hopping. There's 2 bars in downtown Warren. There's the Horseshoe and then the gay bar, the Funky Skunk. That's it. That's all there is down there.
No, there's more.
No.
There's The Sunrise Bar, that's a bar there.
What did they close at like 10 p.m.?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been there.
They close early as shit, man.
Oh, and they closed. That one bar next to it is a church now.
Yeah, the old Blue Magoo's.
Yeah.
And then there was that.
Isn't there a bar?
There was a gay bar right behind it.
Alley?
Yeah, right behind the Asian massage parlor was a gay bar.
The Ace of Hearts or something like that? It wasn't like a card bar or something like that?
No, it was called the Alley.
The Alley. Yeah. Dave, I thought there was one in Dave Grohl Alley. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking
No. I'm talking about like...
See, the one I used to go to when I was younger was the Powerhouse. I used to go to the Powerhouse. I used to love that place.
Yeah, they tore that place down.
I know. They got burned.
Yeah.
I remember one year I got so much... So my mom lives off Atlantic Street. That's where I grew up. And I always had a key to her house on my keychain, no matter what. I still have one to this day. So I go up there. They used to have 2 for Tuesdays, like where you buy a drink and you get another one for free. Well, this Tuesday happened to be Fat Tuesday, so they had a pitcher of Long Island iced tea for $10. But it also
when you say Fat Tuesday, you mean you went there to pick up fat chicks on a Tuesday, right?
Well, if it was that Tuesday, no, like Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday. Although there were plenty. But no, so
of course
I got 2 pitchers. I got 2 iced tea pitchers for $10, and I drank them myself. Like, I spent $10 that night, and that's all I needed. And I got so drunk. I binge drank them, I got so drunk. I drove there, and I said, you know what? Fuck it, I'm walking home. Like, sometimes when you get drunk, you just kind of stray away and walk home.
Yeah, that's not that far of a walk.
No, but I didn't live with my mom at the time. Okay. I actually lived on Elm Road, like down from the end of the street, where Elm Road and Larchmont, like where that dance studio is. Dance studio right there where Comedian is, on top. So in my mind, that's where I was walking. So I go home, I open up the door, I call and these dogs start looking. They're like, oh, hey. And I panic and freak out because I don't have a dog. And I freak out thinking I broke into someone's house. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to jail. I'm drunk. I broke into someone's house. And then I turn on the light and realize that in my drunken stupor, I homed into my mom's house instead of kept walking home. Like, out of my drunken, just out of habit, I stumbled drunk into my mom's house. And I remember the next day, she was like, what the hell are you doing? She yells at me. I'm like, what? She's like, what are you doing in my house? I'm like, I told her what happened. She goes, well, I'm happy you're responsible enough to walk and not drive.
Yeah, I used to go to...
Because the dog never barked at me because it heard me. It knew who I was.
I used to go to Ernie's and Pogo's. They had the penny pitcher night. Remember that shit?
You know what? I never went to Pogo's while I was 21. I never went to Pogo's while I was 21.
Those were some good spots. Those were the underage drinking spots. Pogo's, Ernie's.
Yeah.
And then, and then down in the Uptown area, you had like Mickey's, JJ's, and Varsity Club. Those were the underage drinking spots. Yeah, it's a college town. Most of the kids on the campus are like 18 to 22, so you kind of have to serve the 18 to 20-year-olds,
My buddy Joel, we stole my dad's car and went there one night when we were like 19.
Yeah? Stole it?
Yeah, my dad didn't give me permission to take it, so technically I stole it, but... It was my dad's. It was an old Taurus, right? And my dad had this so engineered to where there was a toggle switch and a flip switch turn on. And if you went over 40 miles an hour, sparks would start kicking off of it underneath the hood.
Jeez.
I can't believe we made it there. So we go there, right? So we end up meeting these chicks, they were both, they weren't 21 either. And they were like, hey, it's my friend's 19th birthday. Her mom got us a hotel room. You want to follow us there and we'll party afterwards. We got a bottle back in the room. So me and my buddy, we're like, yeah. So we go there, right? And we follow these chicks at a hotel, and we start, drinking party. And I'm hitting on this one. Joel's hitting on this other one. But Joel ended up drinking too much. And when he drinks too much, he's not as cool and laid back as we know him. He gets really he gets kind of aggressive. So I'm
Drunk
sitting
Joel's
there
an
making out
asshole.
this chick. Somewhat. He's very controlled. But so we're sitting, I'm making out. I'm hand down. I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen. Fucking sweet. All of a sudden I hear, play cards with me. Fucking play cards with me now. And the girl goes, leave me alone. I'm like, oh fuck. And we roll over. So he's just mad because this girl wouldn't play cards with me. He wanted to play cards. So she goes talks to her friend outside. She goes, what? She was like, my friend's really freaked out right now. She was like, your buddy's really drunk. You guys go ahead and stay the night here. We're going to take off. I'm going to drive her home. You guys just stay the night and check out in the morning. I was like, you sure? So they leave, and Joel's still pissed off. Joel's still fucking mad. So he goes, you know what? If those girls are dumb enough, I was like, oh, no, this is going. He starts taking all the sheets and blankets off the bed and puts them in the back of the car. And then I'm like, well, if you're taking stuff, I'm taking stuff. Well, I took the TV. So not only did we take all the blankets out of this place, but we took the TV also. I think we took the ashtrays and the remote, too.
Is this a hotel?
Yeah, it was a hotel. I don't know where it was. And I didn't know where the hell it was. Like, it was somewhere outside of Youngstown. Like, it was dark, and I didn't have glasses then, so I had no idea where the hell I was going. Like, luckily, by the time this happened, it was, like, the sun was coming up. So we were already up all night. So I had to actually, like, figure out. Somehow I got to the turnpike, and that's how I got home. Like, I don't know where the hell I was.
Jeez.
But, yeah, man, I wonder whatever happened to those girls.
I got charged for all that shit you stole.
Oh, yeah, probably. You figure the TV, all the blankets and whatnot. I mean, we didn't break anything, but, yeah, I definitely took the TV. I may have crossed the line taking that TV there, but, yeah, this would have been, 2001? Something like that.
I hope it's not the same hotel my friends robbed once. We were,
I don't know.
We were at the Varsity Club one night, and they had a wet t-shirt contest, and a bunch of us guys got a jacuzzi room at this hotel, and a bunch of the girls came back with us, and we had a big old fucking jacuzzi party. This jacuzzi was fucking huge, too. It was massive. I think there was like 15 people in it at one time. Well, me and a couple other people left. We didn't stay the night. In fact, the dude who put the hotel in his name, I don't even know him. He was friends with one of the other guys that was with us. He left that night, and next day, my friends stole like everything, like TV. There was like there was an old record player in the room, and they took it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Who put the credit card down for the room?
The guy, I told you I didn't even know his name. I feel bad for the guy. He probably got in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man.
And
That shit,
this has been so long, too. Like, I don't even remember who the guys were that I was with. It was like just some dudes I was hanging out with like 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's like 20 years ago. Yeah, it's 2020 now, so it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think the statute of limitations is over. I can brag about it now. But
in fact, like,
dude, he had that TV in his dorm room.
These dudes may
too.
not
Like,
even actually stole the shit either. They could have just been like flexing and, you know, they didn't actually do it. Like, hey, check out what I did. Even though they didn't actually do it. Who the fuck knows? It was 20 years ago. Nobody cares.
Dude, the crazy stupid shit we did 20 years ago that you would get fucking arrested and your whole life ruined now over it.
Well, you could have gotten arrested back then, too.
Yeah, it was just harder to, though. We didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Like, how many times did we meet up at Perkins and see all those drunk people stumbling in and stumbling out? Like, how the hell did they even drive there, let alone then drive home, you know?
I used to be those people.
Without getting DUI. Yeah, I know. Like, Like, I never understood, like, how the hell, like, that happened. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've driven drunk before. I've driven before, plenty of times.
I have too. There's a court record to prove it.
Yeah. Oh, you have a court record to prove it, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't. I've never been busted for a DUI.
I got one.
I've been in the I'm the least drunk so I can drive kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know. Most time I'd walk. I mean, I've driven from Key West to Marathon a couple times handily. You know, it's like you do a little bump, it wakes you up enough just to get you there and back, and then you're fine, you know?
Yeah.
But if I would have got pulled over, I'd have been fucked. And there's plenty. Like, my dad was alcoholic. He used to pick me up from school drunk.
Jeez.
You know? So, like, it's just one of those things. You either, it happens or it doesn't. He's been busted a couple times.
Well, when I got busted, I wasn't even that drunk. And I'm like, really? This is the time that I get pulled over for it? This is the time? Like, all the times I've driven way more drunk. And they're like, this is just karma for that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't drive drunk.
No, you shouldn't drive drunk. You should never drive drunk.
Absolutely not.
I don't like those commercials that say buzz driving is drunk driving. No, it's not.
Well, if you're over the legal limit, you know.
Some
honestly,
people handle alcohol differently.
I would like to advocate for everybody having, you know, like if you're gonna be out drinking, have one of those home breathalyzer kits. They cost like $12 at CVS. You know, keep it in your car. If you blow over the legal limit, get an Uber. It's just a smart thing to do.
My buddy Justin, one time, they have those in Key West at the bars. You pay 50 cents, and a straw pops down, you blow into it. My buddy Justin one time seen how high we could get ours.
Jeez.
All that did was promote us to drink more.
Yeah, I was at a bar. It was a music venue in Charlotte, North Carolina, and security actually breathalyzes everybody when they're leaving the bar. Yeah. I don't know the legalities of it, but unless there is a law that the bar is supposed to be held responsible if you let people drink and drive when they leave, I don't know. Because there are some states that have laws like that.
I don't. It's one of those things where it goes, you as an adult should be responsible for your own actions. And
yeah, but we've already gone over this. Too many people are too stupid to make smart decisions, which is why we have to have laws that, you know, are basically just fucking common sense. You know, don't rape people. Don't kill people. You know, but people are still going to fucking do it because they're morons. That's why we have to have stupid fucking laws. You know?
It wouldn't be a law if somebody didn't actually do it before.
Yeah. And like I said, most of it's common sense. You know, you don't steal other people's shit. You don't rape. You don't kill. But yet people are doing it and they're going to prison for it.
You don't let your grass grow more than 7 inches off the ground, and at least get your clippings off the sidewalk.
I blow my clippings into the road. I don't give a fuck. You still there?
Well, yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
It's rules and laws that have been voted on for years and years, and all those stuff, they can't just put it in. It has to be voted on.
Yeah.
So, you don't like to change, you elect someone that can change it, or you change it yourself. You have all these people do the signatures, such a process. All the rules are there to change it.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's hard. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of reading, and it's a lot of, you got to do a lot of shit to get something changed.
You know
but it is possible.
You know what we need to make a law for, though? Seriously, and if I ever run for political office, this is the main one I'm running on. We need to make it a felony to fart in an elevator.
No, you can't. It's involuntary.
No, look. It needs to be a felony. I'm telling you, man.
You can never pass that. It's involuntary.
Did I ever tell you about the time that fucking John Lovitz crop dusted me in a fucking elevator?
Yeah, you told that story. Yeah, you told that story.
Fucking guy, man.
You did it.
It should be a felony. That's like common sense shit. Come on. Hold it till you get
Dude,
out.
what if, what if you fart?
How long is a fucking elevator ride?
As soon as the door's closed? What if you fart as soon as the door closed and somebody comes in next door and you didn't expect it?
You should.
You can't always hold in a fart.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. Look.
Oh, you get that reverse bubble shit in your stomach? No way, man.
It should be a felony.
It should be a felony. Maybe a misdemeanor.
No.
Especially like a $50 fine.
Okay, look, like murder, you have, elevator fart in the 3rd degree, 2nd degree, 1st degree, and it goes based off of what you had for breakfast that morning. All right.
But how do you tell? If there's 4 people in the elevator,
biscuits and gravy for breakfast, that's 1st degree elevator fart.
Oh God, oh my God, that is 1st degree. That's a hate crime if I have biscuits and gravy, man. Holy shit. Anything like milk or dairy based. Say if I eat a big bowl of cereal and I go to the elevator, you guys are dead.
Jeez. What do you think's more brutal? Ass farts or pussy farts?
I've never experienced pussy fart up close, so I've never smelled a pussy fart. I've never smelled a queef, so I don't know.
Never? Not once?
Never. Not once. Never. I've caused them, but I've never had a pure one.
You've heard it before?
Yeah, I've caused it. Like certain positions.
Yeah.
I've caused it, but I've never
suction.
I've never been with a girl that went, no, sorry, that's my pussy. No, never. Never.
What about a squirt? You ever been with a squirter? Oh, we've had this conversation before.
We've talked about your little pee fetish, yes.
Dude, it's not pee.
It's pee.
It's not pee. It's not pee. I'm telling you. There's been studies to prove that it's not pee.
Yeah, well, studies not by me, therefore it is pee.
Come on.
Did you ever end up listening to the last episode?
Did what?
Did you ever end up listening to the last episode?
No.
No?
Never did.
It's probably for the best. I'm having way too much fun with these sound effects. I wish you could experience the whole effect.
Oh, wait. Did you say that I listened? Oh, you mean like the last episode?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. With your sheep one. And the fart noise was I think they're kind of quiet. You need to up the volume on them a little bit.
Well, I can't change the volume for each individual one. Some of them are quieter than others, so...
Yeah.
It all depends on the sound effect. I'm working on I'm working on repairing my other computer right now, which has my actual custom soundboard on it from when I was doing the happy hour. So once I get that up and running, I could add some more sound effects to it and use that as the soundboard. Right now, I've just got this generic soundboard app that I downloaded onto my iPad. It's got let me see. like over 100 sounds on it. You know, there's so much shit on here though that I'll never fucking use. Like, it's like a demon screaming right there. Santa's sleigh. Scary organ music. There's a phone ringing. A party horn. Chainsaw.
No, she like basic like B movie noises.
Yeah, just basic noises. It's a guy vomiting.
You should play that during the whole squirting thing.
Champagne pouring.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff on it. Like, and instead of like just scrolling through all these, I have a couple there set for favorites. You know, I feel like anytime we talk about Trump, I got to play the sheep.
Nah.
Yeah.
The sheeple.
Yeah.
OMG.
But yeah, we're slowly making upgrades with everything, and you know. So where are you at on this whole concept of doing the show live? What are your thoughts?
I'm all for it. I am all for it. I can't wait to come back to the studio because I feel constrained in my room here.
Yeah, I feel
I
it.
don't like to do the show in the same place I occasionally have sex.
It's lonely sitting here in this big studio with nobody.
And occasionally get to sleep.
You know, we got a 4 microphone setup right now.
I want my $10 microphone back. That's special meaning to me.
That's my 4th microphone.
Remember
right
that
now,
day
though.
when we went out and tried to find microphones within our price range? We're like, fuck. That was like a whole day.
Now, I'm actually ordering 2 more mics here pretty soon. So we'll have like a total of 6. That's including yours that you bought. But yeah, slowly upgrading. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get another one of these boom arms for you.
Long as my old Playboys and Hustlers are still there waiting for me when I get back.
They are still here, yes.
All right.
Yeah. What
Jackie
radio
been thinking about
studio
doing her
has
show?
Playboys and penthouses just laying around?
Has your wife been thinking about doing her show yet?
Yeah. Well, you know, we were gonna start it like sometime in March, and then that's another thing I hate about this fucking soundboard. If I try to scroll to a different page, I'll accidentally hit a sound effect. So anyways, yeah. So we were going to start in March, and then, you know, the whole coronavirus lockdown shit happened. So we're kind of putting it off until things start clearing up, you know. But yeah, I definitely want to, you know, get her in the studio and get shit rolling for her. It'll be an interesting show. But that's one that we're definitely going to have to do live because I want to take callers. That's going to be great.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Take callers, give advice, and, you know, I'm going to be producing the show. Probably won't be on air. So what I'll probably do is screen the phone calls so that we don't get fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
WTF.
Or you do your soundboard stuff.
Huh?
I think we'll do go with the simp audience too. Get some simps. That'll make it run a lot better.
Get some what?
Simps? You know what simps are?
No.
Like, you know how like all these like girl streamers and all that are just blowing up like crazy?
Yeah.
Well, most of the guys that support them, like, they're called simps. Basically, they're just simpletons that think that if they donate money and all this stuff, that the girls will like them and give them a chance. Yeah, basically. It's a more PC term. They're called simps now.
Access granted. Access denied.
Like, it's hard for, like, a dude to break out, but, like, girls, man, they just get on, wear a low-cut shirt, and talk about sex, and that's it.
Yeah.
Simps go wild.
But, you know, like, that's the whole thing we talked about with, you know, women ruling the world. It's the power of the pussy, man.
Power of the patch. Even AA has a thing. They call it power of the patch.
Yeah?
It can mess up your sobriety, or it can help it. Yeah. It's true. If they will organize. If they would organize, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Most girls don't like each other. Like, they have their small circle of friends, but the rest of them, they don't.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that. That's for sure.
That's the thing. They don't.
Yeah.
They're like, they're so backstabby. Like, a girl say, "Oh, bye, baby. It was so much fun. Bye." And then, like, "Oh, I hate her. She's just like, see the way she's wearing that, blah, 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 blah." You know? And, like, guys, when they leave, are like, bye, bitch, bye, asshole, you know?
Yeah.
And when they leave, like, he's a good guy. Yeah, I like that guy. You know, it's just, and that's the way it is. Like, it's a whole opposite thing.
Yep.
Like, girls are nice to your face, and they shit talk behind your back. Guys will shit talking to your face, say nice things behind your back.
Yeah. It's called ball busting. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but and to our faces we do it. But then we leave like, yeah, I love that dude. He's such a cool dude. I like that guy. That was a cool shirt he had on. Yeah, I like that shirt. It was cool too. You know, like, and it's so weird. Like, I've noticed that. Like, I was like, why do we do that?
It's a guy thing. You know, we roast each other for fun. So, this weekend, I'm doing, like, my first sort of gathering since this whole quarantine thing started. I'm not really 100% for it, but, you know, having a little barbecue. Well, you know, it's just going to be me, the wife, 2 of my kids, my dad, my sister, my brother, and one of my nephews. That's it. Outside, you know.
Oh, so I'm not invited? Oh, that's cool. That's fine.
Oh,
no, that's
fuck
fine.
you.
It's fine. I didn't want to go anyway.
Well,
no, I don't want to go anyway.
You know what, though?
Fine.
These are people that I've seen during this quarantine, but we haven't all been together, you know?
Well, guess what? You're not invited the other day when I made pork chops off on the grill. So there you go.
Okay, cool. Fuck off. Alright, it's time to wrap this shit up. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, we've been rambling on forever. This is like a 2-3 hour show.
So if you don't know, you can listen on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, TuneIn, Listen Notes, Pod Paradise, and YouTube. You can email the show, planetchaosradio@gmail.com. Instagram, @planetchaosradio. YouTube, Planet Chaos Radio, all one word. Twitter is @planetchaos_. And then, of course, you can find me on social media as well. Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat is Brandyn_chaos. Tumblr is Brandyn-chaos. And then, you know, I keep saying I'm going to re-register the domain for my website, and I keep forgetting about it. I think I might do that this week. Right now, it's brandonchaos.wordpress.com. So, pretty soon, it will be brandonchaos.com, like it used to be. So, until next time, this was a good show. What do you think, Ed? You still with me?
I'm still with you.
Touchdown!
I never had anything to say because you cannot really. I'm not really big social media person. Like, I guess you can follow me at Ed_giggity.
There you
That's
go.
the only place you can really Twitter. That's it. But I mean, I don't check my Twitter at all.
You're never on Twitter.
So
Unless you have
I
to-
check pictures. That's it.
And every once in a while, you go on there to talk shit to Michael Rappaport? Or is that just that one time?
Yeah. I'll give it a look every once in a while. I did, during the whole hashtag Fire Freddy thing, I was on there for a while, but then I lost interest.
Did they
My
fire
new thing
him?
is, I've been doing Reddit now.
Did they fire Freddy? That's right. We talked about it, yeah. All right.
Yeah, well, the new guy. I don't even know the guy from Vikings, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was a good time, and we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Mr. Weedman, don't do me wrong. Come on, Mr. Weedman, help me sing my song. Mr. Weedman, won't you fill my bong? Mr. Weedman, I need some relaxation. Mr. Weedman, don't do me wrong. Like Bob Marley, I'ma smoke it till my brain is gone. Mr. Weedman, don't you roll with rock? Mr. Weedman, I need that medication. But I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that you're waiting with the joint after the show. Everybody solo! I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that there are no bubbles breaking our windows. But I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that you're waiting with the joint after the show.